Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. There's breaking news from Celtic this morning, and I'm quite happy about it, to be honest. The big news is James Forrest has been given that 1 year extension deal, as was expected at Celtic, and it's like there's cynics out there that will say, of course they're going to do it this week. Season ticket renewals will be announced later on in the week or towards the end of next week. But let's look at the career of James Forrest first of all. James Forrest, who was born on the 7th of July 1991. Jesus, what was I doing in July 91? Maybe in a rave in a field if it was a weekend. I need to check the day of the week. Some weird place. Anyway, it was a long time ago. He joined Celtic's academy in 2003. He made his first team debut in the 2009 and 2010 season. He is and will now be a one club man. He's won an amazing amount of trophies. At this point, we need the music of Read the Roll of Honour. Read the Roll of Honour. 13 championship titles. James Forrest has won the league 13 times. He's been player of the season once in the 2018-2019 season. He participated in 2 Euros. He participated in Euro 2021 and Euro 2024. He's won 8 Scottish League Cup winner titles, and he's also won 8 Scottish Cup titles. Will he add a 9th to that? And will he add a 14, or will it be unlucky for some 13 for James Forrest? Can he add the 14th title to his medal collection? Someone said yesterday he looks like a Soviet general with all the medals coming off each side. I mean, it's like an aircraft carrier carrying all his medals, isn't it? For me personally, I'm glad that the deal has been done. It will split opinion. It's already split opinions in the WhatsApp groups that I'm in. But it is what it is. I love to see the fact that someone that's dedicated so much of their life to Celtic Football Club, having come through the system, not went away and chased the bright lights of somewhere else, and just, and people say, well, he's been injured quite a lot over his career. Listen, he could have been chased out of the club many, many times, like many other Scottish players. And the fact that he's had no social media at all over those years. I mean, Scott Brown used to take the pure mince out of wee Jamesy. Mate, Jamesy, why you not got Twitter? Any young kid that is coming through in football in the modern day, if you've got a young kid that's in an academy, the first thing that you should be telling them is just, mate, just delete your social media. Don't go on it. James Forrest, look what James Forrest has won over the years by not having any social media. It's unbelievable. He's participated in the Champions League in 2011, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2013, 2014, 2014, 2015, all the way up to 2024 season. Playing at the highest level in the Champions League. He's participated in the Europa. He's participated in the Europa 8 times, 8 seasons for Celtic, and Conference League participant 21-22. Forget about that. And he was Scottish Player of the Year. I think it's fantastic for Celtic, and it's fantastic for James and his family. You've got to remember that, James did have the opportunity, and this is a really strange one. James had the opportunity when he was younger to not play football, and not a lot of people would have known this unless they go looking for it. He had the prospect to have been a professional tennis player. He could have been the Celtic Andy Murray, but he's 5'4". No, he's not. He's not. He's 5'9", Jamesy Forrest, and everybody calls him wee Jamesy Forrest. And he's 5'9". I'm like, that's not that wee, really. It is, isn't it, in footballers' terms, in this day and age? But at 5'9", he's been a very humble lad, He's not a lad anymore. He's a man, isn't he? When he's 34-year-old, for goodness sake. But he also played for the Scotland youth team. He's played for Scotland. He's had 39 games for Scotland. He played for Scotland under 19s. He had 13 caps for Scotland at under 19 level, and he had 4 caps for Scotland at under 21 level. Fantastic achievement, and for me, I'm very proud that James Forrest has made that. I'm going to jump over to the land of the the crazy people, the Twitterati. Before I get your comments on YouTube, I'm going to jump over there and see what people are saying on Twitter, because it's a crazy place, isn't it? Best signing this season. First comment, first one in the door this summer already. We are massive. Sarcasm. Who's made that decision when we don't have any manager? Celtic Fans Collective, if not another penny campaign. I take it you're not going to buy your season ticket then. Don't know. Meet Lennon. What? Yeah. Told you. No disrespect to Forrest, but the fact that we're having to rely on him again at the age of 34, 35 because our recruitment has been so inept is a scary sign how bad our transfer business has been. And yeah, I mean, there's one with the Virgil van Dijk who went on to do some fantastic stuff in football. And then there's going to be a lot of negativity. Just shows you how shite the recruitment is. He should have been, he should be, yeah, he should never be playing. Our best winger, and that's really saying something. Should be around the club for as long as he wants. He's earned it. He should be getting more game time as well. We are far better side with him in it. Hopefully get another couple of trophies this season. Good move. Player at his age can still contribute, says Stephen Clark, albeit won't be a regular starter. Also, it's about impact off the field as well as on it. That's a good comment, Stephen, and it's very rare that you get someone with a bit of sanity on the land of Twitter, to be fair. And there's somebody saying that there's James Forrest, Jamesy on the wing. Fantastic. Start him every game in the run-in. A bit early to tell us we aren't signing anyone this summer. So you're always going to get that. If you're raging at this, you're not a Celtic fan. Yeah, there's no complaints about this great squad player nowadays. Will meet the homegrown quota for European competition. And that's something that we spoke about in the video this morning. We do need the quota. And I mean, do you go and bring in someone that's not as good as Jamesy Forrest from another Scottish team and then he gets belters? Another sentimental contract. To be fair, I don't mind James Forrest being a squad player. We must get better, though. It's a lazy signing by the club. I don't think she understands. I mean, no disrespect to Siobhan. I don't think it's a lazy signing. It's Celtic doing right by a player that wants to see out his career at Celtic. You know, and people say there's no room for sentiment in football. Well, if you want to bring in a whole bunch of new players that have no... Look at all the loan players. This is my argument for giving James the year's contract. It's only a 1 year contract, but when you look at the loan players that have came into Celtic and look at players that have came in and played at the wing and situations, and you know, everyone that came in the last transfer window, they're only here on loan. They don't really they couldn't give a shit about Celtic. Let's be honest. Let's just put your cards on the table and put it as blunt as you can. They don't give a toss about Celtic. They're here to get game time. They don't care about the club. They don't care about the fans. They may do this and might get one or two of them do that if they score a goal. But they don't care about the longevity and where the club's going and the direction that the club will be going in next year. Players that come in here on loan to the club are journeymen. Now, would you rather a team full of journeymen that don't give a hoot about the club that last 2 years, and then we're having to replace these players every 2 years because they come to Celtic and they want to move down to England? That's where you are in football. So giving someone like James Forrest, with his experience of all those years, you know, all those years winning all those trophies through the hard times and the good, it was mostly good times, wasn't it? But You know, the experience of getting it over the line, the experience of what is needed in the final remaining games of a season, the experience of what is needed to get it over the line in a Scottish Cup final. That is invaluable. You cannot buy that. You cannot go out and spend 5, 10, 15 million to have that experience. They don't have it Celtic in them. And I think that that's where some of the comments are absolutely crazy. But that's enough of Twitter. Willie says his ability to get to the byline and crosses in for Iniacho will win us the league. Let's hope so. 34 or not, still the best winger we have. His experience is priceless. People forget that. Mikey boy, exactly. Yeah, he makes a roll neck look like a V-neck. Oh, Jesus. Um, no idea what that comment's all about. Pressure to score 18 seasons in a row. Yes. And that will go down in the history books, won't it? Having scored for a club 18 seasons in a row, even if he only scores one. Jamesy would be 6'3" if he had a neck. Leave 5'9" people out of it. There's nothing wrong with being 5'9". Schmeichel's outside the dealership, or Packy Warner's. I have no idea. We'd have been pissed off if they never offered him an extension, says Sarah Ann. He deserves everything Celtic can and should offer him. Exactly. I think that in a few years down the line, I hope that Jamesy Forrest is still at the club, and people say, look, we need a change at the club, and well, nobody ever said that about Danny McGrain when he was meandering about the club, even when Brendan Rodgers was manager the first time round, and even Danny McGrain sat down with Brendan Rodgers for lunch the day that he left and asked Brendan Rodgers, what's the story with this Leicester shite? Is it paper talk or are you leaving us? And he turned around to Danny McGrain and said, it's just paper talk, mate. Just paper talk. True story, and it's on this channel. Go and look out the video. Jim says, love we Jamesy, Celtic through and through. Yep, is that. Take Yang aside and say, you do that. Let's be honest, Yang couldn't lace Jamesy's boots. And there's no way that Will Yang, and I don't think that anyone, sadly, will get anywhere close to the amount of trophies that James Forrest will have won and could potentially still win at Celtic any time soon. So that is the big news of this afternoon. We can have a chat about that tonight. And another good news day from Celtic. Obviously, that there's we'll wait and see what happens tomorrow, because tomorrow could be the D-Day for the letter, envelope, email dropping through the letterbox with your Celtic season ticket renewals. And the fact that there's going to be some movement within the stadium at Celtic Park could make it quite interesting over the weekend. On that note, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are. Big up Jamesy Forrest. Love it.